My mom has a history of being unfaithful. That's why she and my dad got a divorce. My mom brings home younger and immature guys throughout my life. Welcome back to They Did What? Your source for the internet's craziest, most entertaining stories, where I go over them, analyze them, and most certainly make fun of them. Today, I'm going to go over a story titled, I think my mom has been physical with my boyfriend. How can I go about this in the best way? And guys, this story is going to be a perfect example of how I say we're living in Sodom and Gomorrah 2.0, how you can't make this S-H-I-T up. The story is about a gal. She's 22, her boyfriend is 22, and her mother is 40. And her mom, in every way, shape, and form, is complete trash. And if you do the math, her mom's 40 and she's 22, which meant she had her daughter at 18. And she, in this story, is strongly suspecting that her mom is hooking up with her boyfriend. It's like the song Stacy's Mom. And anyhow, she has good reason for that. Her mom has a history of coming on to her boyfriends. Her mom has a history of dating young, immature guys, cheating, ruining the relationship with her father, also doing drugs. She's just a piece of trash. Meanwhile, the daughter seems like she has it together, and it's usually a situation like that, the immature parent and the grown-up child. And so she's wondering what to do here, and ultimately you're going to see that there obviously is a lot going on, and her suspicion about this is accurate. That'll be an entertaining one to go over here, but also want to show you just how in life, guys, you got to cut people out of your life that are bringing you down, that cause you harm. And even if it's a parent. Except the thing is, her mother acts more like a child, like a younger sister, than an actual mother here. And how it's just unfortunate in this world that some people are allowed to breed like her mother. But anyhow, you'll see how this thing plays out. Starts off me, a 22-year-old female. My boyfriend 22, my mom 40. For some context, my mom is single. Shocker. She hasn't had a long-term relationship since my dad and they divorced when I was 8 years old. Okay, so let's do the math. So 16 years she hasn't been in a relationship, meaning she's incapable of being in a relationship. My mom has a history of being unfaithful, and that's why she and my dad got a divorce. My mom brings home younger and immature guys throughout my life. My mom is always going through midlife crisis. She hasn't really ever been a mom to me. She's more of a friend or roommate to me other than a mother. My mom just doesn't know how to grow up. She acts like she's 21 years old still. Well, she's a part of the club. How many gals nowadays in their 30s and 40s still act like they're in college? Like, you know, they call men a man child. Well, she's a woman child. Don't want to grow up. But it's like, lady, you're 40. Okay? 40. Sure, they're good-looking 40-year-olds, but come on here. She wears crop tops and she smokes weed in the car with random guys she hooks up with on Tinder. My friends and my boyfriend will hang out at the house and my mom will just join us and start talking shots with us. Well, clearly this girl has never had a confrontation with her mother saying, grow the fuck up. Get your shit together. I need a mother, not a freaking, immature little sister who's gave birth to me. I've been together with my boyfriend for 8 months. I know everyone's going to say that we're not dating for very long, so I should not be that invested and just leave him, and it's deeper than that. 8 months is no small thing. But I guess when you're 22 years old nowadays, everybody's having the attitude towards relationships is obviously is what it is. More of the young people want to hook up, or at least a segment of the population, all they want to do is hook up instead of actual meaningful relationships. We've been best friends longer than we were partners. We've been in each other's lives for more than 8 months. We love each other. So I trust my boyfriend, but I don't trust my mom. But at the same time, my boyfriend has cheated in his past relationship, but that was when he was 16 years old. Yes, he was 16 when he did that, and people make mistakes when they're young, but those that cheat in the past, it's certainly likely they're going to do it in the future, especially if they're an adult and a cheater. It goes both ways, men and women. My mom has openly flirted with him in front of my face. She'd make comments about his package print sticking out. She would say this in front of him. She said, wow, Peyton's packing, huh? And then look down at his pants. Like, Mom, grow the fuck up. Have some respect. I don't know how this girl is still living with her mother. And you're going to see in a second what happens. A lot of these comments and actions she would do when she was either drunk or high. She has touched his chest when she was laughing at something that he said. She always makes an effort on how she looks when my boyfriend is around, and she will have a full face of makeup on and skimpy clothes. So she looks like a clown. My mom sometimes even texts my boyfriend and has conversations with him. In my opinion, knowing what I know, both about this story and life experience, the mother is obviously jealous of her daughter, and she wants to make sure her daughter can't have any happiness, so she sabotages her life and her situation. That's what I see going on here. But this gal also ought to lay some boundaries to her boyfriend, saying, if she texts you, do not respond. You should be chatting up my mom, and this girl has a right to do so. You want to be with me? Don't go chatting up with my mom and stuff like that, and then confronting the mother. My mom sometimes texts him and sends him winky face emojis. For example, she texted him recently and sent him a picture of an apron on Amazon and texted, "You look better in this. I was thinking about getting you these for your birthday." His birthday is in 9 days. She doesn't text him a lot, and that was her first text to him since like 3 months ago when she texted him about arriving at the auto shop to pick him up because his car was in the shop. My mom is embarrassing and cringe and needs to act her age. I'm pretty sure she's made a move on my boyfriend. I wouldn't be surprised because I've stupidly left him alone sometimes while I went out of the house to run errands. I wouldn't trust leaving any guy around her mother. But again, why is she still living with her mom if she behaves this way? And when I come back, it's like this weird, awkward silence. I did leave them alone together just last week for about 1 hour and 30 minutes, and my boyfriend has just been acting weird since then, and I had this weird feeling in my gut they may have actually at least kissed. Trust your gut. That's what I tell the guys, so I'm telling her, trust your gut. Something's wrong. Where there's smoke, there's fire. I don't know how to bring this up with my mom or my boyfriend, as it's such an awkward and weird situation. I'm not a confrontational person. Ding, ding, ding. There you go. That's why your mom pulls her bullshit, because she knows there's no consequences. And I still live with my mom. Even if I ask my boyfriend or mom if something happened, they aren't going to admit it and come clean unless if I have hardcore proof. I want to go through my mom's earlier phone records and boyfriend's phone. I know both their passwords. I honestly rather just find out so I can just start the healing process and not just left wondering. So, now we're going to go on to the update as to what she discovers. And can you take a wild guess what was going on? The old, where there's smoke, there's fire. She says, update. I checked my boyfriend's phone. He cheated on me with my mom. What I say about once a cheater, always a cheater? He's a scumbag for cheating, and with her mom. But you know, who's the bigger scumbag here? Her mother. Fooling around with her freaking boyfriend here. They had sex multiple times. These messages hurt reading. From the messages I read, they don't have any feelings for each other, but they said that cheating was hot and made it fun to do because it was doing it behind my back. She has the proof of them saying that. They're actually making fun of her, and they like doing it. I mean, if she doesn't kick her mom out of her life now, I don't know what to say. At that point then, she has no reason to complain. They also sent each other's nudes as well. I took the advice being asked him if she pressured him, and he broke out with a laugh and said, "You know, I'm a guy. I can't get raped if I'm a grown-ass man, not a child, where it's possible to get raped." I broke up with him. I still live with my mom. You out of your fucking mind? And for the people asking, no, I can't move out of my mom's. I have no money of my own. I don't have anywhere else to go, but I'm working on it. So, there you go. Smoke, there's fire. Mom's hooking up with the boyfriend. Talk about a freaking lowlife. I'm convinced she just wants to ruin the daughter's life. Because I had a girlfriend back in the day. Her mom did foster care. And she had a lot of troubled girls come live in the house at the same time. And a lot of these young girls that were teenagers who she was trying to help out, their mothers really tried to sabotage them because they didn't want their daughters, even though they were in the foster care that my old girlfriend's mom ran, they didn't want their daughters doing better than them. They do everything to sabotage them. So this happens. And again, it's fucking twisted as hell. This girl telling this story needs to get as far away from her mother as possible. And if she's 22 years old, she's not a kid anymore. I don't know how she doesn't have any money, and I don't know how she hasn't even thought of an exit strategy long before this, but if there's ever a time to get out, get out. I'm sure there's a friend she can stay with, or a family member that's not maybe on the dad's side of the family, or something. to get away from this awful woman, or she's going to drag her down. But if she doesn't have any money, get a fucking job, start saving your money, do whatever you can, but you cannot live in your car. You cannot be around this woman and cut her out of your life. She is trash. Again, 40 years old, she's hooking up with a boyfriend, always drinking, always doing drugs, walking around her skimpy outfits at 40. Come on here. Woman child. So, some comments here before I wrap this up. One guy says here, the only solid advice I have is work on gaining 100% independence from your mom. Don't bring friends over, any boyfriends over to their house anymore. Work on getting a job or two so you can get an apartment. Hell, rent a room somewhere. Snoop to find proof if you need closure on the romantic front. But the most important thing is getting away from the bad influence that is your mother. Yes, she is going to drag her down. And also, I might add, have nothing to do with that boyfriend ever again. The fact that he was just making a joke about it. All right? Another guy says, your mom is just disgusting narcissist and S-word predator. I would never have that boy or any friends over to my house again. I wouldn't tell her why or fight with her because that will never do any good. Keep your life away from her and move out as soon as you can. I'm a 42-year-old female and I have 3 children around your age. I'd never come on to their friends. That's disgusting. I also love and respect my kids and would never do anything to embarrass or humiliate them. And I also never be friends with someone like your mom. She is gross and trashy. Yeah, I'm picturing definitely a... I'm going to say it. Another guy says here, OP, I saw your update. They're both pieces of shit. Block him on everything and never look back. Good to hear you're making plans to leave. Do so and then go no contact with your mom. She's completely untrustworthy and you will never have a healthy relationship as long as she's around any future significant other. Even good guys will be bothered to have her throwing herself at them. Even in the far future, even if you want to have kids, having your mom in your life will only going to hurt you. Leave and never look back. Yeah. She cannot have a relationship with her mother. The problem is she said she's not confrontational. That's a big problem. Well, she needs to grow up and stand up for herself. And one day down the road, if she wants to get married and has kids, those kids cannot be around their grandmother. And this woman will probably put on the whole guilt trip and all sorts of tactics to get back in her life. But there's a point where if somebody hurts you, it's the thing, first time shame on them, second time shame on you. So if after this she distances herself from her mother and her mother comes back in her life and she lets her in and keeps pulling bullshit, then that's on her. The mother's an a-hole, but that's on her. Another guy says, you need to get out of that house as soon as you can and you need to leave them far behind. I don't confront them until you have some place. Don't confront them until you have some place to go. But I will get that in order, and I'm talking this month. This person wrote this really bad. I'm taking this month, not 6 months from now. That is such a betrayal on so many levels on both of the parts. Leave them behind and quit dating him. So there you go. Can't make this shit up. Anyhow, guys, for you guys out there, you have a girlfriend and it looks like your dad's hitting on her or talking to her and she's enjoying it. Keep in mind, it can happen. I've done stories where the guy finds out that his dad was doing his girl. Or for any gals out there, you have a boyfriend, your mom's getting flirty and all that, or an aunt or sister or whatever, it can happen. So just be aware of that. But I guess the moral of the story is, guys, aside from can't make this up and Sonic War 2.0, people in your life, you got to cut them out if they're doing you wrong. Even if it's family, even if it's your own parent. But a lot of people don't have the strength to do that because that ain't easy. Of course not. But you got one life to live. You want to let somebody drag you down? That's all I can say. All right, guys, that is it for today. Be sure to comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. And, guys, you find any good stories like me to cover, definitely email me, strongsuccessfulmale@gmail.com. Just give me some time to get to it, and I will if it's definitely a good one. And be sure to like the video, share it with your friends, and subscribe. I'll catch you next time.